Hey guys, Bruce here again. Today I'm going to talk about, is flipping houses right for you? Now I know that might seem a little crazy because I'm so passionate about flipping houses. I think it's the greatest thing in the world, but it's not for everyone. And as a matter of fact, in my book, the first chapter is flipping houses right for you? Because I really want to get that out of the way first, because you really need to find out if it is. Do you have the right temperament to flip houses? If you do, great, man. We got all kinds of things to talk about. But I want to throw out a couple scenarios there, things that have happened on my projects, just to give you an idea of what can happen and what can go wrong, because there's going to be issues on every project. I guarantee you there's something that comes up, and it all is, how do you handle adversity? So we're going to look at a couple things. One recently had where we were tearing out the floor, and there was a little bit more water damage in the joist than we thought. And it was an area of the crawl space that got pretty tight, and we didn't get back in there as well as we could. And this happens. We opened it up, and it turned out there were a few joists that had to be replaced. Then on the back wall, which we really couldn't get to once we pulled off some drywall, it was rotted with some termite, water damage and termite up the back wall. We ended up having to take the whole back wall out of this section of the house and rebuild it, put the siding back, put the drywall back. Anyhow, a few $1,000s later, it's fixed. But what I'm going to point out is, how did you handle that? If that happened to you, are you going to panic? Are you going to go, oh no, I only had so many thousands in my contingency and there's half of it gone. What are we going to do? We're not going to make money now. Or, do you lose sleep, lay in bed at night going, oh no, did I make the right decision? Maybe I shouldn't be flipping houses. Or maybe you get this knot in your stomach and you can't eat. Well, I've had people that it would do this to. We ran over on a budget on one, and these poor people, they were miserable. They were just miserable. And I thought, I never want to work with people like that. It's not for everybody. Flipping houses is not. So it's best to really do a little self-evaluation now and make sure it's right for you. I'll give you another scenario. Bought a house and had a big brick chimney up against the house, but there was siding up against where it hit the house. Didn't realize until after we had gotten into it, pulling out some rotten wood, and realized that the chimney actually had pulled away from the house a couple inches, and it was leaning. It just wasn't on a good footing, and really the best solution was to tear it down, pour footing, and rebuild it. So $6,000 later, that's what we did. Now, if that happened to you, is it just going to make you sick? Are you going to go, oh no, we're going to lose money and I won't be able to sell the house, or whatever? You start running all these scenarios through your head. It's just one of these issues that comes up. You just take care of it and move on. Maybe you can make adjustments. Are you the kind of person that looks at it and goes, well, I can adjust my light fixtures. I kind of padded those. I can maybe come back a little bit on light fixtures. I can maybe, make an adjustment on this or that, get back some of the money. Or worst case scenario, you maybe say, you know what? I was going to make $40,000 on this project. We'll make 35. I'm fine with 35. That may be what the scenario is. The point is how do you handle that? Things get to me some too, but usually within 5 minutes, I've let it go. I don't hold on to stuff very long. You just got to let it go. You can't hang on to that stuff because it'll age you quick. So you don't want to do that. Another thing, you're going to work with a lot of people, a lot of contractors. That can be an issue too. I've got some great contractors, but I have been in the middle of a job and a contractor disappear, nowhere to be found. Sometimes contractors will chase money, and if they get an opportunity to make a lot of money in another job, they might leave you. Now, hopefully you developed a relationship with them that they won't ever do that, but if you do this long enough, you're going to have some issues with contractors. Does it eat your lunch? At some point, if it's really bothering you, you need to make a change. You probably need to find another contractor. Sit down and talk with them and say, hey, if you can't do this or this, I got to find somebody else. You just handle the problem and, solve the problem and come up with a solution. That's all it is. I hope this helps a little bit. Now, from now on, we're going to be talking all kinds of things about flipping houses, renovation stuff, finding deals, money, all that. Well, I got so many topics to talk about, but that was one of the first ones I wanted to get off my chest and maybe weed out a few people that it's not right for. I hope that helps, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much, guys.